But yeah, we are Team Lotus. It is 2026. We successfully managed to research and create a pretty damn good car. We currently have Car 1, which is pretty decent. We have Car 2, which is equally decent. In fact, I would argue that actually, generally speaking, I think we're the best cars on the grid. Inclusively. We are in that bit where we're starting to put different parts on and everything else, which is always good. Our drivers are, of course, Piastri in seat 1, Antonelli in seat 2, who has been really doing quite well this season already. Keeping up with him, which we did accidentally win the driver's title with Piastri last year. So he is, in fact, reigning champion. But he did it without winning a race. It is fair to say that so far, this season, that has not been the case here. Because Piastri won in Jeddah. Piastri won in, let's start right at the beginning. Piastri won in Bahrain. He won in Saudi Arabia. He won in Melbourne. He won in Suzuka. He won in China. Antonelli picked up the win in Miami Gardens with Piastri second. Antonelli picked up the win in Imola, his home track, in his debut season, with Piastri in second. So now we are off to Monte Carlo. It is Monte Carlo or bust time. We're off to Monaco. So let's get our Monacon. We're not doing badly for Money in the Bank. Ooh, engineer and drive attention. We will intervene, see if we can improve that. In terms of car parts development, we are now well into research. Remember that this save is about winning the title, the Constructors title with Lotus. And we will actually probably be switching to a different save after that. But it is in just in case we are doing research to make sure if we do need to take another season to get this right, we can get this right in a subsequent season. So all good so far. Let me just adjust my camera as I just kicked it, which is less than useful. It's not on now, but if I get attacked by a tortie, you lot are going to want it on. He won in Baku yesterday. He did indeed. Great drive from Piastri yesterday in Baku. With some, third to last lap, absolute fucking hilariousness. When Sainz and Perez had a proper F2 style crash. It was not either of their finest moments, and in doing so handed the Constructors lead in the current real life championship to McLaren. So that's fun. It's all getting interesting. Right. We'll go third. With Antonelli, we'll go sixth.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport.
And we are at Monaco. Now, we do have plenty of car parts, if I remember. Because we've actually got the extra engine. So we did switch. We can switch to new parts more frequently than we might otherwise do, which is nice. So, let's get on with this. We have Oscar Piastri. We are in Monte Carlo. So, our car setup should theoretically be 10, 16, 8.2, 3.35, 0.65. Let's dive over to Antonelli. 10, 16, 8.2, 3.35, 0.65. I can go back to watching chat. When it happened, it was so hard not to mention it in stream last night because, spoilers. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing, is I was very deliberately, I did manage to watch the race afterwards. And it was terribly funny. Car setup, car parts. You might as well switch back to that engine. We do have a spare ERS, you stay on that one. Gearbox. I mean, we don't really need to flip back, but you never know. If someone slams a car into a wall, we're going to regret it if we don't have fresh parts. That. Runtime 20 laps. We've got setup in. Time 20 laps. Got a setup in. Save. Go. Yeah, I thought it was a good race yesterday. Really impressive climbing from Norris to get back up after his qualifying disaster. And really impressive drive from Piastri out front. That was not an easy race to win. Always nice to see Verstappen struggling and complaining about his car. I do think he is going to scrape the World Drivers' Championship. It's not going to be comfortable. But I also do quite fancy McLaren to pick up Constructors. Give me some feedback, boys.
Any feedback?
Great.
It is fine.
Understood.
That's
Okay
great.
with the car?
That's a 92. That will do nicely.
Understood. Thank you.
We will take that. Get out there and do some laps. 83. We can do better than 83. That is a great, a good, a great, great, and an optimal. Setup. We're probably looking at 325 and 0.25 allegedly. Give that a go. And give me some laps. Good evening, Random Deal fan. Hope you were good.
Your tyres are cold.
There you go, Antonelli. I mean, I am reasonably confident we should win the championship in this season. We do have the best car on the grid. And we tend to be stronger in the run-in than most other teams are because we're better at parts management. The back half of the season, we tend to run a bit stronger.
Tyres on the cool side.
I also actually managed to get to watch the Nashville NASCAR race last night, which was nice.
Everything okay?
Okay, understood.
Quite fun. It's one of the oval races, so it's always just lots of driving around a single oval, but it is a bit more complex than that. There's some variants in terms of pit stop strategy, and you get to see them slingshotting around people, and you know, it was exciting. Different kind of exciting. Like, I do think there's a place for both. Yeah, I've been progressing with my other save, which will be the one we pick up after this as well. Again, I gave a bit of a preview of that last week, but I'll...
Keep warming your tyres.
For those who weren't here, I've got a BMW save going in the background, and I'm using them as an opportunity to get some young female drivers affiliated and trained up. Because there is a gap in talent of a few years before you can get female drivers very clearly into positions where you can even vaguely consider them for car roles. So I want to try and get that a bit closer, so that what we can do when we pick up that save is we're not having a lot of seasons where we're not focusing on our goal. And our goal will be female champion and ideally a full female team.
Check your flag.
Decent practice. Drive prep 81, drive prep 71. He's on an 89. Suspect we can refine that a bit. No reason not to give him a bunch of laps. He's on a 92. He's got a great, a good, an optimal, a good, and an optimal. Around 9.5. 16. 9.1. 0.2. And a 0. Go out there and give me 40 laps. Right, give me 30. One yellow. Off you go, lads. Go, go.
Green light.
I thought Colapinto had a decent race yesterday. And Behrman didn't do badly after coming in. I mean, he had his prang in practice, but recovered from it. And they both got in the points. I mean, granted, because of Perez and Sainz's shenanigans, but still. You know, you've got to be in the place to take advantage of that kind of thing. And they were. Because from Colapinto's perspective, it is essentially an audition. Behrman, yeah.
How's the
There we
balance?
go, we got an optimal.
Yeah, copy that.
They're going to peak out roughly where I need them to peak out. Good. So I don't think we're going to be operating on any team orders in this. Like, as long as they're up top, I'm happy. In theory, we should prioritize a win for Piastri. I don't think. I mean, he's got enough podiums already. that to a reasonable degree we can allow competition. That's assuming we end up there, but we should have a good shot of winning this. Right, my idea would be closing out the front of the grid. I'm not convinced we will, but it would be the obvious preference.
Good evening.
Correct, thank you for your resubscription. Very good of you. And welcome in. You join us at the end of P2 in Monaco. So we'll dash them out. They've got good driver prep, so we will dash them out. It's going to be a cloudy race, but dry, so that's good. Go on some soft. Go. Go, go. Pull car in. Car in. I really do wish that once you've done this, there'd be just a button here that said, like, end session or simulate rest of session without your cars going out. Like, I want a button here or whatever that says, you know, withdraw car from session. And maybe once you click that for both of your cars, it sims the rest of the set. You get an option. It's like, do you want to sim the rest of this session? Because as it is, all we can do now is sit here and watch that timer go down. Does music remind you of the Mass Effect Galaxy music? Yeah, I could see that. The Galaxy map stuff. You know, where you dive in and you're on the Galaxy map screen. Yeah, there's definitely a touch of that to it. I'll give you that. When you're looking at the different systems you want to visit. I hope they don't fuck up the new Mass Effect game. I mean, I enjoyed Andromeda. It had a lot of potential. Just absolutely demonstrated how publishers can ruin games. A surprisingly incident-free practice so far. We need to think about our strategy for the race. We'll have a look, see if we can do a one-stop. I do kind of lean towards maybe a one-stop with an option to two, on the basis that it's Monaco, so the chances of someone flinging themselves into a wall are relatively high. We'll see where we are on the grid and what the possible options are. I could see us starting on, say, mediums. And do we stretch them and get hards? Or go for a double soft? I don't know. Depends on whether we start in the front or not, I think. We got a Pocher running wide. Oh, we didn't get to see it.
Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. And you really can't do that too often with these cars.
We wouldn't know because we can't see it. Piastri's in his zone, which is good.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race, getting as far...
Right, we are ready for quali. Change our car parts up. Even though you haven't reminded me of this, chat. So you've been asked many times to always remind me to change car parts. Honestly not sure why I keep you around. I think we will do this on the 100% engine. Just a bit of an advantage at Monaco. Go. Go. We all know you keep us around because you love us. I both love and despise you. Not really, but you know what I mean. Game. I suspect that dodgy replay we had broke the Let's load, shall we? You're role-playing Lotus, you have no car parts ever. That is a pretty accurate summary of our last season. We are better this season. But last season did get a bit like that.
Sessions should be starting now.
This season we are a competent F1 team.
Radio check.
There we go, it's a bit better.
Yep. Radio check.
Pray for a clean run. Not a particularly clean run. But good enough. I think Antonelli's going to need to go out again. Piastri's probably fine.
Delta needs to be negative at the end of the lap.
If you could keep your pace up on the in lap.
Give it another go, lad. That looks maybe clean enough. That's better.
P2. That was a good lap.
Last season we were the least incompetent with an accidental World Drivers' Championship to prove it. Yeah, I mean, well, that was mostly due to Red Bull just absolutely falling off a cliff. Oh, who red flagged?
Red flag.
Who did the what now? I guess Lawson.
So here we go, heading into turn one. And unable to do anything about that crash. And they'll have to pick themselves up after that.
I mean, he could have done something about it. He could have turned.
And not much that the team can do about that one.
Falling off a cliff sounds like something Red Bull would do deliberately as a brand thing. True. Either turn more or turn less and use a runoff, yeah. Don't do what Behrman tried to do on Saturday during final practice, which is both. You could tell his experience coming through of kind of like initially thinking he could make the turn and then being like, oh god, nope, and then trying at the last minute to make the runoff. And yeah, that didn't end well. Luckily they got the car back in shape for him to race, but it was a proper like, no, once you are committed to doing one thing, you better damn well stay doing that one thing, because it is going to have less bad consequences than you changing your mind halfway through. Right, we'll try on used. Definitely be fine a Piastri, I think. Antonelli did have to take that extra lap, though. But we will give it a go. Perez and Sainz decided to go straight into each other. It was the most spectacularly F2 crash I've seen in an F1 race. Sainz getting his drifting into Perez and sticking his wheel right into Perez's side. They both go absolutely Garrett into the wall.
Okay, that's green light.
I don't know if any of you caught the green room audio afterwards, but that was pretty funny. With Piastri probably doing the absolute understatement of the year when they all watched the accident replay, and he was like, "They've had some disagreements this weekend." We are behind Hamilton. Shows you how fast our car at Piastri has basically gained on Hamilton. That's slower, but I think that'll be good enough. The thing was in P1, I think it was P1, Perez cut up Sainz, and then in P2, Sainz cut up Perez in almost exactly the same place. So they were absolutely needling each other the whole way through. Can we spoil the GP now? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, good evening. I've caught up. We're just talking about Sainz and Perez's little hissy fit that ended in spectacular style. So who's to blame? I mean, ultimately Sainz is the one who went into him. But both of them were being petty. Right, that was essentially all of the previous day's tensions bleeding over into both of them refusing to give up grid position and then just getting a bit too close to each other, and then that was it. I would declare it a racing incident. I wouldn't say that it's like something that's penalty worthy. But I think it is. If there is blame to be had, it's Sainz's. You're saying I'm not allowed to crash into people even if they're mean to me? Yep. Not allowed to crash into them if they're mean to you. You're also not allowed to crash into them if they are ahead of you in the championship and it's the very last race.
Currently P2.
That's a decent lap.
109, that might not be good enough.
I could recharge on and box this lap.
No harm in sending them out again. Piastri's going to get a very clean run there. So is Antonelli.
Okay, that's currently P1.
No faster.
P2.
Hopefully that holds.
It's a good lap. Look after the fuel on the end.
Max just absolutely driving around in 7th, getting fucking done by everyone was objectively funny. Like Norris coming from what, 15th on the grid to pass Max is pretty hilarious.
The streets of...
So this reckons Antonelli can do it on a 2. Kinda bears out my suggested strategy if we start everyone on the mediums and kinda see what happens. Like, it's Monaco. Someone should probably slam themselves into a wall at some point. In which case, we have the option of that. I mean, that is theoretically 20 seconds faster anyway, which is even including the pit stops. Assume Antonelli can do it as well. Yeah. I think we are defaulting to a 2-stop, but maybe what we do is... So effectively we do know that we could go to fresh mediums. Like, if we were on that, and we're going to go medium, medium, soft. Like, if we're stretching that soft. Essentially, any time after lap 15, if we get a safety car, it's worth us pitting, it's worth us changing tyre. Either for mediums or for hards. Anytime after lap 10, it's worth us pitting for hards. Maybe even after lap 8. So chat, remember that if there is an early smash, anytime between lap 8 and lap 15, it's worth us pitting for hards. Anytime after lap 15, it's worth us pitting for softs, for mediums. And realistically, we can stretch after lap 25 and softs for the race. Probably go mediums and then rag 'em. Got that. Got some fuel. Let's not push Antonelli too much.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. This could be a big race for that man, right there, Lewis Hamilton.
Just sitting inside the points places, they need to defend well and look to push hard where possible.
Here we go. It's time to go racing.
Is Monaco?
We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Oh, we've held the lead. What's everyone on? Antonelli's down a place, I think. Not enough to panic yet. Okay, Alonso, Verstappen, everyone else is stretching to one stop, I think.
Now we've an incident here. Kevin Magnussen.
Hey, Mag!
Now we can see what happened. And if we watch Magnussen...
Oh, yeah, there's a wall there,
There
K-Mag.
wasn't a lot that could be done.
In fact, there are
Avoid
several
crashing
walls there.
into the barrier. Well, following a crash like that, it'll be...
But the key thing is we have well and truly dropped Alonso. Get you down to standards and see if we can carry on with that drop.
Caution on the battery.
Copy.
Antonelli's dropped Norris. I'm relatively fine with him sat in fourth.
It's just increased Lyco.
If he gets someone on DRS, great, but let's... His first Monaco, let's just get him round. Verstappen's got a mechanical fault.
I'm sorry, but I cannot drive in these outfits.
Oh, shut up, Max. Max is maxing, everyone.
Let's see what happened there. Now we're watching the action closely here.
Game accurately
And they squeeze by.
accurately represents
Up into
Max
third
Verstappen.
and contending for a podium place.
But now we will push Antonelli slightly. And we will let him push on fuel and deploy. That's it, he's dropped. There we go. Dropped Max, and that's put him back in the range of Alonso.
Pack is low. Okay, keep looking after the
Let him
tyre.
run rich for a bit longer.
Copy.
I think he's going to get him. Alonso is pushing. That's why he was gaining. That's Monaco. Sounds like we need a reading from the Book of Monaco. So it came to pass upon a curve that the K-Mag passed unto the wall. There was much sorrow upon the land. Second Monaco is just a string of Max complaining. He's at it again, chat.
These outfits.
Stay classy, Max. Stay classy. Ah, look, Paris is at it now.
Yeah.
Not even in a Red Bull anymore, he's still at it. Right, we are approaching decision time. Do we stick on the two-stop? You have to run to there, really, to get the hards. The other option is try and I think we're going to stick to the 2-stop.
We are ready for you.
Copy.
The alternative was we undercut pit with him onto mediums and rag him. But we can't fully rag him. I think we're going to do that because he's losing a lot of time. And it'll still put him on a better tyre than most of the field. And it is a sort of undercut. Norris came in as well.
Copy.
Box and pit confirm. Box and pit confirm.
Copy. Box.
As we can do that. Make his fuel back.
Pack is low.
Everyone else is on the hards. Everyone else is going distance. Ooh. Get much closer than that. Ooh, Norris is stuck behind, got stuck behind Verstappen. Was useful. Alonso is closing again. Alonso is on better mediums, but he's also going to have to pit again. Oh, he's not going to have to pit again. Those tyres are going to be dead by the end of it. The more we can make him chase Antonelli, the better. Essentially, the harder he has to work to get past Antonelli, the better. He's going to have to rag his tyres to do it.
Copy.
think we bring him on onto the softs and they just have to stretch him slightly. Antonelli will have to run slightly light on them. Whereas Piastri will probably be alright.
Red flag, red flag.
That's mildly annoying.
Now this was at turn 1.
Nico!
But oh, they can't avoid making contact. And that won't do their confidence any good.
Yeah, free tyres for everyone. Hulk smash. I think we have to come out on the softs. I think everyone's going to come out on softs.
Not for the first time today, the drivers are lined up, awaiting the lights. It's lights out, and away we go.
Yeah, everyone's on softs. Apart from Perez, who's still on hards. Some tyres down the bottom. At least he isn't breaking our cars anymore. He's breaking someone else's cars, though. You can do a little bit of push. You can do a little bit of push. Attack to first corner.
You can cancel or reduce and lift off where possible.
Copy.
Go on, Antonelli, get past him. You got the straight line on him. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, we do have a fuel dividend now, but tire dividend would have been better.
Copy.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
So we can drop him. That is perfect.
We are out of the DRS.
Copy.
Let's see if we want him light on the tyre while he's heavy on the fuel. Whether they can still hold the gap.
Copy.
And neutral. Alonso isn't hugely gaining. I think we've locked this, unless something goes wrong. Alonso's doing well on tyre management, but Sainz isn't. I think we'll have enough left in the tyres to hold off Alonso if we need to. He is slightly gaining there. He's pushing now. Creep that gap back up. 3-second gap. Serve your tyres again. Creeping it down again. I think we got this, unless something goes wrong.
How are the tires?
They're fine, they're fine. They're fine, Tony. Don't worry about it. Better than Alonso's. Bring it home, boys. Bring it home. Anyone on pops?
Advertise.
Post share quite close.
It's still okay.
Yeah, boys.
Fantastic job.
Back.
I feel like that's more of a woo than a wow.
That's the checkered flag. P2. Great
Welcome to
job.
the stream, Panjay.
I need to improve a bit the driving to be more on point, but yes, still.
Dude, you just
Still fair, to be
finished
honest.
second at Monaco in your very first season. You can give yourself some credit. The only person in front of you is Piastri, who is your teammate, and in the same car.
Yeah, we need to turn the car fully on.
Antonelli, chill, you got
Now,
second.
wasn't it an excellent
Antonelli's
stop
like
from
the
Mr.
anti-Max.
Piastri?
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
Pure elation there as the driver regroups with a team that works so hard to see this moment. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
By the way, I've discovered via my other save that they have actually modelled certain drivers who are not in F1. So, for example, Théo Pourchaire is fully modelled in-game and will appear on podium and everywhere else. So, given Kimi is the driver in the game with so much potential, I can only assume that they have deliberately avoided modelling Kimi because of his hair. And they're like, yeah, we'll deal with his hair next year if we get to make another version of this game. We're not dealing with it this year. Look at that. 1 and 2 in the driver standings so far. Alonso doing well. Team Lotus up front. That'll do. Cool, they're getting on well again. Gabriel Mini. He put in a good drive yesterday. Yesterday? Day before. Pocher had done free practice and game release, Antonelli had not yet, so maybe that's a difference. Yeah, it could well be that that's the point where they're kind of like, yeah, okay, we need to do some modelling on these. Right, how are we looking on parts? We should be pretty good. So, we have 4 of those, 4 of those, 4 of those, only 2 side pods. 2 more of them. 3 underfloor 3s. Another one of them. And 3 suspension 3s. Give me 1 more of them. And that gives us reasonable buffer on everything. Have to wait for real gen to the next gen graphics cards for even attempting the hair. Yeah, I mean that's it. I don't think current graphics card tech is up for curly Italian guy Italian guy curly hair. Right, you're into AI modeling for that. Part research. I'm looking, got chassis. Get some underfloor. 22 days, next ATR. 2013. We're going to get 4 projects in. So, underfloor 2.7. Let's assume that's 2.8-ish. 2.8, 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So you have the 6, and the next everyone else after that gets 7. 34 divided by 4 is 8 and a tiny bit. So you get 9. That is all good. Go. Suspension. That's right, isn't it? 7. Got 2 more to do after this. We have 9, which means 8 for the other 2. Balanced is fine. Go. Pulling is leveling up. As is Bianca. Training, that would get us weary. Let's have a look at cumulatives on this. We're well rested there, we're well rested there, and we're well rested there. Actually, we're all right. I think we can go with that. Suspension and everything else. Off to Canada. Race targets. 3rd or higher. 6th or higher, let's be bold.
Formula One has arrived here in Quebec.
Off to Quebec. I have been in Montreal during the Canadian Grand Prix. It is a real eye-opener for the kind of arsehole who goes to the Canadian Grand Prix. Montreal, Canada. We are probably looking at a 3.5, 12, 2.8, 3.15, and a 0.8. Mirror that over here. So we're looking at 3.5, 12, 2.8, 3.15, and 0.8. car parts, get back onto the practice parts. Change up that ERS after this race. Clear that practice part after this race. Engine. Practice part. Run plan, 20 laps. Chill a bit. Run plan, 20 laps. Chill a bit. Save that. Oh. Do like our car. I'm glad we opted this year for the absolute classic Black Lotus look.
Radio check.
Radio good.
Yeah, radio's all good.
Radio check.
Okay, good. Loud and clear.
It is an iconic livery we are going to win this championship in. Right, gents, go out there, get me some feedback. Go, go, go.
Tyres are on the cool side.
Come on, gents, I want some feedback. I think we have done well with the save and building a good team. Like, we were always targeting 2026, but it was a tough start, especially with the bugs early on. I would say it's the worst Lotus livery. Ooh, Jesus. I mean, I wasn't overly impressed with the white and blue. I think is the one we did in our first two seasons, wasn't it? Let's get you in.
Could have a balance update when you can.
Like, the black and gold is the iconic one. The 94, that's perfect. You can just go out again. Give me some laps. 82, we can do better than 82. Don't be silly, Kimmy. Let's go with 3.7, 2.95, 0.45, and 12.5. You go, Kimmy. Our cats? Cats are around somewhere. I assume Napoleon is probably snoozing. So I was giving him a bit of an early dinner on streaming days. I expect Cecilia will show up at some point. She normally does. It's quite sunny today, and I think after a few miserable days, they're both kind of enjoying being able to go outside. Also, I cut down the bush earlier that has been Cecilia's nemesis recently. She keeps getting slightly stuck in it. And I've been meaning to cut it down for ages because it's like a vine kind of thing, and it had been growing towards our air source heat pump. And starting to wrap itself around the fan housing. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Let's cut that back. But the downside on that has meant that because I cut that back on my lunch break, even though I kind of washed my hands after, obviously you get a lot of plant and plant juice on you. And so when Cecilia the Tortie jumped unexpectedly onto me earlier, I clearly smelt of her bush nemesis. And she gave me the kind of the most confused, filthiest look in a kind of like way of almost saying like, wait, are you the bush? And a lot of scriptures were required to demonstrate that I am not, in fact, her bush nemesis. Oh, only a good, so we'll need to do one set of adjustments on him at least. She was very suspicious of me for a bit. Oh,
Safety car.
what did you do, Lance?
Delta positive.
Copy.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty
And
major
there,
mechanical
that
fault.
certainly looks like a terminal failure. What a shame.
Yeah, just park it up there, Lance. That'd be fine. Stick it on the side of the road. Or park it flaming in the middle of the road. Equally acceptable. Well done, Lance. Bush Nemesis is probably a Japanese formal dinner. Either that or a Japanese monster. Oh, we didn't, oh, we did turn to do tactics. I was good. I was smart, chap. High-level JRPG mob? Yeah, definitely. Like, the low-level mobs are just, like, individual bush. That's called, like, Trubbo or something like that. And then the boss version is, like, 3 of them together. Like some kind of rat king of bushes. But it'll be called, like, Bush Nemesis.
That's the checkered flag.
Stroll awaiting the new Adrian Newey car. Look, as I said on Blue Sky, like, you know, you can have an Adrian Newey car and it is going to make the world of difference. The question is whether it's still going to make the world of difference when you've got to put fucking Lance Stroll in it. Right, he can just go out and do some laps. Go do your 30. But Tony, let's sort that car setup out, man. Because that is theoretically nice, but not nice. That is not what we want to see, Tony. Let's go with 4.5 and 11.5 and 1.9. 3.10, 0.7. Go give me 30. Get out there, Tone.
Sessions should be starting now.
Give me some feedback, Tone. It should be an optimal, really. But yeah, I mean, that aside, Adrian Newey at Aston Martin is going to be really interesting. Because you do get the fact that the suspicion that he was kind of phoning in it a bit at Red Bull at the end. And going to Aston Martin, I wonder if that is going to really make him want to get his hands a bit dirty on it again. He is technically technical partner. Means he's got shares in the company.
How's the balance?
Which, interestingly, is how Jaguar almost got him back in the day. That was a great, wasn't it? We leave him out. Let's call him in. Check it. 94. Baked Beast 96. Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, 94 is good. But yeah, that's how Jaguar almost managed to get him. But you've got to imagine with the 2026 rule changes coming in and Newey's talent, that is going to have an impact. I'd like to see Aston Martin do well. I would. I think they said you can have whatever control you need, just make Stroll go fast. I wonder if they could design like a functional two-seater. And then Stroll can just sit in the back and go like, whee! Major gearbox wear. Of the Southampton gearbox wares. Famously led a charge at the Battle of the Somme, did Major gearbox wear. A non-functioning steering wheel. How would you tell with Stroll? I'm being a bit mean, to be honest. He's a better driver than I could ever be. The team is well run apart from that. Who would you get to front seat for Stroll? Verstappen, just because it'd be funny. I'm surprised that Major Gearbox Wear hasn't been promoted, but I assume there's politics involved. Yeah, I mean, he did run for Parliament after the war. Had some very strange views on women's suffrage. Eventually killed by Irish separatists. Who am I thinking of? Because that is an actual person. Like, I have accidentally just given you the life story of a genuine World War I major, and I can't think which one. I think it was World War I. It was like shot by a proto-IRA terrorist. Yeah, it must be a World War I guy, because
Okay, that's the checkered flag. Checkered flag.
Because it's in the run-up to the Irish Civil War. That's going to really bug me now. That's it, Sir Henry Wilson. Field Marshal Sir Henry Wilson. Exactly who I was thinking of. Yeah, fought in the Boer War. Italian Commander, General Staff, British Expeditionary Force, Post-war Chief of the Imperial Staff. On June 22nd, 1922, two London-based members of the Irish Republican Army, Reginald Dunn and Joseph O'Sullivan, assassinated Wilson outside his house at 36 Eaton Place at approximately 2:20 p.m. in full uniform as he was returning from unveiling the Great Eastern Railway War Memorial at Liverpool Street Station. 6 wounds, 2 of them fatal to the chest. Housemaid testified that she found his drawn sword lying by his side. 2 police officers and the chauffeur also shot as the men attempted to avoid capture. Wilson had regarded himself as Irish, and to the end of his life, Harry Gray in County Longford was the first address in his Who's Who entry. Yeah. There you go. Knew I was thinking of a real person. Two of them fatal, surely. I think that they mean by that 2 of them would have killed him. Obviously, 1 proved sufficient. Practice 3. Out you go, gents. As is traditional for the members of Team Lotus, we are going to send you out for 1 lap. And then you are all going to join me for a drinks party in pit lane.
Okay, that's green light.
While everyone else practices. And on that note, chat, I'm going to go get myself a glass of white wine, I think. Back in a second. Keep an eye on practice. Let me know how Hulkenberg crashes. For someone who doesn't know much about F1, is P3 far enough apart from the next race appearance they're not driving under the influence after the drinks party? Well, actually, that's the thing. In real life, no. Because you basically go straight from P3 into qualifying. This isn't a public road in public, so I assume DUI or problems. I mean, there is that, yeah. I mean, let's not be shy about it. Hunt was fond of a pre-game drink, pre-race drink. That it steadied his nerves. I think we can all agree is bollocks. But it was a different time. Seeing the FIA has opinions. Depends on where the wine comes from. If the wine comes from some kind of authoritarian state that's paying them fees, they would quite happily allow it. Car parts. See, look, there you go. See, Calm Horizons gets me. Ooh, we managed to creep Antonelli into his top bracket. That's nice.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
Oh yeah, there's a pin note. I hadn't even noticed that. Good work, Road Trip. To be fair, most authoritarian states paying fees to the FA are kind of against wine at the moment. Only in public. Generally quite happy to drink a lot of wine behind the scenes, are the sheikhs. Right. Go on to the 86ers. There's good overtake on this track. It's fine. ERS 54. Alright. Get a race out of that. 51. I think we will flip you to the new... I mean, we could flip them both, to be honest. We've got an extra ERS. We're going to be fine. New ERSs all round. Treat yourselves, lads. Want a good clean qualifying, lads. Want a lap fast enough that we can save these tyres and use them for Q2. Don't, for example, get stuck behind Joe. Ooh, that's not great. That is not great. 110. Yeah, Antonelli got shafted there.
Box this lap. Box this lap. Yeah. Copy.
Kimmy, head out again, mate. That's better.
And normal fuel save on the in-lap.
Copy.
So one of my least favourite parts of HSR is how Dr. Ratio and Imbiber Luna are next to each other in the character list, and they're very similar. Even how much I loathe Dr. Ratio, it's not a problem I really generally have. Verstappen putting in a decent time. He must be on a new engine for this race. I mean, he did bust his engine in the last one, didn't he? So I would bet you Verstappen is on a fresh engine. Right, see if you can both get through Q2 on that tyre. Thing is, he was bitching about parts.
Sessions should be starting now.
And whilst that doesn't exactly narrow things down with Max, I think it narrows things down enough for us to know that he did indeed change his engine. That is a clean run. That should be good enough.
Negative. Give your dash negative.
110.4 and essentially 110.5. I reckon that's good enough to go through.
If you could keep your pace up on the in-lap.
Copy.
I mean, we can send them out again anyway. There's no harm in it. I don't think they're going to better that. It should be fast enough anyway. Oh, he put a little bit more on it.
Copy.
And Antonelli closed it.
P1.
Yeah, okay. Well done, lads. Remembering that Antonelli's on the worst tyre there. Good innings from him. I think we've still got Piastri on running with slightly worse parts, though. Rolling on the floor and squealing until he got a new engine. Yeah, that sounds like Max. I've got Sparkle and Robin right next to each other, but mistaking them is kind of difficult. Yeah, I'd say they're quite different and distinct.
First pit lane.
Stop on the mark, switch off.
Yeah, Fei Xiao, Swordy March 7th, Robin, and at the moment, Gallagher is my kind of fun lineup. Probably need to swap Gallagher for Aventurine, but I need to finish leveling him. I never quite fully leveled him. So should do that really before I start using him. Fei Xiao's insane. See, you were like not big on Fei Xiao, and I was like, no, she's going to be very good. I can see how that's all going to work. Right, fresh tires. Let's do this. Right, good news is we got out in front of Ocon. That's a clean run. The 110.2. Antonelli just behind. Those are good times.
Last lap pace was good.
Okay, look after the fuel on the way in.
Copy.
Give it another go.
Okay, that did put you P1 for the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, no faster. That might be fast enough for a front row. I was definitely a Fei Xiao skeptic, but I knew she'd be good, useful. I didn't think she'd be that good. Yeah, she is. Oh, fuck you, Max. Split by Max. Giggity. No. Don't be silly. You'll have a two-stop. Been trying to pull for her, but I haven't gotten her yet. Seems like I was correct. I'd take. She seemed really good at least. Yeah, she is. I mean, to the point where I'm actually gonna use the jades and things I pick up this month to pull for her. Her what do you call it? Her light cone. Eidolons I'm less fussed about. They'll happen when they happen.
The anticipation is really building here. The drivers are ready and raring.
We're paying a pit crew, so we might as well get our money's worth. Exactly. I'm not paying them by the stop.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Oh, bad start from Kimi. He might pull that back, but Max might screw him there.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a crash if I didn't avoid him there.
Copy, saw that.
Yeah, Tony's back down. You can carry on.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Copy.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Copy.
I think Max is going to be fast this race.
Now we're watching the action closely here. It's there for the taking. Up into third and contending for a podium.
Pack is low.
Copy.
Let's take him back down to balance.
Caution on the battery.
Yep.
Neutral.
It's just increased LICO.
Copy.
See if Kimi can hassle Verstappen. Yeah, Kim, if you could not hassle Piastri. Probably both run the standard now. Ooh, they dropped Max. Max is pushing on the mediums, that's why. Guys, while I appreciate you racing each other, just give me slight conniptions. Final tyre. See, Max is burning through those mediums. I think Max is on a 2-stop. He will have got his mediums out of the way. See you later, random deal fan. Look, chill lads, we're picking up time on... Oh, boxing him.
Copy.
That's just max abuse.
Okay, well done.
That's currently P1.
Jesus. This is going to end in a racing incident. You just know it.
Okay, maximum pace.
Oh, look, Antonelli with the block. Oh, I think he's got him. Teamwork makes the dream work. Antonelli moved across for the block.
Nice shot.
Which allowed Piastri to sneak through. Oh, he sends Mac right... Oh, off the track. Oh, you know Max would be fuming.
Currently P2.
He'd be fucking fuming about that.
Gap 1 second.
Because we dropped him.
Did just get DRS.
He's pulled it back though. Thing is, he's had to burn his mediums at the same rate we burned the softs, so... Max about 3 corners away from going full downfall, yeah. Guys, can you not?
Just keep your head down.
Fuck off, Max. The big boys are talking, Max.
Only just on DRS this time.
Let's tell him to low overcrate
Great care.
aggression.
Copy.
That is optimal, so we'll go for the undercut.
Copy.
And Antonelli can go one more lap.
So box and pick confirm.
Yep. Box.
Came out ahead of Max. Antonelli's out ahead of Max. Max is on the softs. That is confirmed. You can run on that. Go conserve. Let's get the fuel down to where we want it.
Pack is low.
Copy.
And that's a purple lap.
Copy.
They're all going to need to pit soon. Norris is going one stop. I would guess Ocon and Alonso are going one stop now. I think Max is the only other one on the two. If he wants to drag Antonelli around, I'm not going to object. .8. Yeah, we can probably get that back from this point. That's Alonso out. Norris has dropped. Antonelli and Verstappen fighting is good for Piastri. But halfway through our aggressive mediums, we're doing well actually. We're over the tyre curve. Verstappen's not on great tyres now. Hulk!
Here's
How
the
you doing,
replay.
baby?
Now let's take a look here at turn 10. Well, you can see the lockup, but that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
And the more you put Nico in a car. Yeah, the edge is going to be coming off those tyres now. Are pulling up on him. Piastri's, I'm guessing Verstappen pitted again. We're well over the tyre curve here. Verstappen will have to put on the softs, but he go for more softs. I think he will. He started on mediums. So he did his medium stint first. He's a good driver on a fresh engine. I reckon he's got the legs in the car to easily hit softs for final stint. Question is when he comes in. He's on 52% softs. I would guess his pit lap is probably the same, but we're thereabouts as ours. We could absolutely rag Piastri's tyres. See how much more of a gap we can build up. Because he is in pit range now.
Copy.
Like, I'm actually going to ignore that because we're still putting time up. If we get one more lap out of these, this is optimal lap. No, I think we pit now with Piastri because Antonelli's got a little bit longer on these tyres. Let's see if he's still putting time up by the end of this lap. We're at 15.195. Antonelli's dropped Verstappen, and Verstappen hasn't pitted yet. But Antonelli is gaining on Piastri. Let's pit Piastri now. Antonelli's on optimal. You're right, we can double stack. It would be an undercut on Verstappen. If Verstappen comes in this same lap, Antonelli's going to get out ahead of him on fresh softs. If not, he's going to have fresh softs on Verstappen. Piastri probably comes out after Alonso. Antonelli 7th. Bit ill of undercut. Like you say, we can double stack. Antonelli is who we want to watch. As long as Antonelli's ahead of the signs train, I think he will be. That's who we want to see him come out in front of, is signs.
I'm in the pit.
He is in. Both Alonso and Verstappen stayed out. He actually lost time on the pit stop.
White line on the exit.
8 seconds, Jesus Christ. That's painful.
Currently P3.
Antonelli, where you coming out?
Gap at 1.7. Lando behind. Gap is 6 seconds.
In front of Ocon.
23 laps remaining.
9-second pit stop, Jesus Christ. I mean, the good news is it's still enough. Like, Verstappen's got to come in this lap. Alonso's on hards for the rest of the race, so Piastri will take him down easy. Norris is on mediums until the end, so Piastri's got Antonelli's got tyres on him. Verstappen's the only one I'm worried about. He really needs to be coming in.
Virtual safety car deployed. Dash positive.
Stroll.
Copy.
You fucked us, Lance.
Look after those tyres.
Copy.
Okay.
That is Verstappen's stop. The runoff was right there, Lance.
And a reminder for the recharge button.
That is Verstappen's fucking pit stop.
Okay, it is ending.
Copy.
We do not require any fuel liftoff.
Copy.
DRS enabled.
We are out of DRS.
Pack is low.
Copy.
We got him set low on attack, I'd ration.
Yeah.
It's kinda helping him though. Norris has basically been gifting him a bit of DRS there. Push. Yeah, Max is flying now. And I don't think Norris will really hold him up. Gonna be close, basically. Needs to get past Alonso. Right, now we run you conserve. Aggressive.
Very nicely done, everyone.
You've done it, mate.
Very nicely done, everyone.
Plenty of pickup on the way in as well, please, mate.
You got this. Nicely done, guys.
P2, lovely job.
That was a solid
I need
race.
to improve a bit the driving to be more on point, but yeah, feels
Hear me, man.
better to be honest.
Cheer up. Literally second in the championship in your first season.
Great racing, mate. Really exciting to watch. When you get to the FIA, you need to turn the car fully off.
Karun.
Piastri's almost a pit stop ahead with a 9-second pit stop in the middle.
That was a really well executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver.
This is definitely a good car. Yeah, we got a lovely car here. We did well with this. It really was worth the grind of last season to get this car. Look at that. Outrageous. Timmy just racking up the levels. Partware. Okay, rear wings. You can now have a rear wing force. You're about to get even better. Those are high risk. Kinda don't like having a high risk underfloor. Don't really have a choice. Kinda do that. Puts the high risk one back in. A replacement. So we need a new front wing 4. I mean, let's be honest, realistically, we're going to need at least 2 of them, so let's get 2 of them in. And realistically, we're going to need at least 2 of them, so do that as well. The simulator's a bit daft. Boardroom needs a refurb. Ooh, we could go up the design center. Do we? I suppose we do, don't we? Okay, mark the date. 45 days from now. That's 13th of June. Someone tell me what 45 days from the 13th of June is. Right, that means we do a rear wing. That's 44 days. So we're just going to put 1 engineer on that. Next ATR's in 9 days. Right, first things first, we need more engineers. Have we only got 8 engineers? Oh, we've got 2 on in duty somewhere. Okay. July. Right, so we put in a rear wing, which is 44 days. So we'll probably want to just go with 0.4 because we're going to need to get some extras in. Next ATR is 9 days. So that finishing 7. Oh yeah, here is a fun little quirk I have learned. Or I've been testing. Project outcome is obviously based on duration. So obviously the more engineers you assign, you do get a little bit of a less outcome for it. Unless you assign those engineers after you've originally set it. And then it doesn't actually change any of the numbers. They are set when you first set the engineers. I think. I haven't fully tested this yet. I have a feeling that if you basically set all of your projects with 1 engineer, and then afterwards immediately go in and change the number of engineers that are on it, say a day later, it is already locked in how much research you're going to gain from it, regardless of if you've now got shorter times. I haven't fully tested that yet. This might be a good opportunity to do so. For example, so that's going to finish in 15 now. Get that down to a 15 as well. Like, easy way to test. So, next ATR is 9 days. We can put 3 in before then. We'll assume that's 7, we do afterwards. So we go with a rear wing. Go with 3 in. 12 divided by 3 is 4. We can go with a 0.5. 16 divided by 3 is 15. Divided by 3 is 5. So it's 5. DRS, drop U, and 2030. So screenshot that as the improvement we're going to get. That's going to yield that. So 4, 1.33, 1654. Now let's test this. Okay, easy test. With 1 engineer, that's a 165.43. You can see it drops if we put 3 engineers on it. Let's take 1 engineer off that. Let's now advance a day. Go to our rear wing research. Hasn't changed with 1 engineer. Told you. Research gain locks in after 1 day. So if you want to maximize your research gain, set your research with 1 engineer, advance a day, and then reallocate it. All the research is done on day one and the rest of the time is doing the write-up. Pretty much. Pretty much. It's all the bit where they're having to sit there and remember whether they need to put like a mode, method, conclusion. I see we're still doing the you don't get money sometimes bug. Right, engagement. Oh no, what will we do without our weather center? Antonelli. Next driver mentality, you'll be fine with that. We are off to Spain. Oh no, the memorabilia room needs a scrub. Comfortably go third, comfortably go sixth.
Thank you for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona.
As a replacement, have you tried opening a window and looking up? As an alternative, you get cheapest intern you have and ask them to do the same and describe the experience to you. No, I just do what Jordan did and send that intern like several miles away with a mobile phone and tell them to tell me when the rain arrives. One entire Grand Prix that way. Right, where are we? We are in Spain. So, car setup, 8.5, 14, 7.3, 2.5, 0.8. Car setup is 8.5, 14, 7.3, 2.5, 0.8. Driving options are good. You have the right car parts. We do not have the right car parts. There's a good shout. Too late now though, we'll do a practice on them. We will pay for our crime.
How are the tires?
Intern doesn't get a brolly. Give me some feedback, boys. Good.
Feedback.
Good.
It's good.
Yeah, copy that.
Good is not good enough, my friend. 77. Outrageous. Kimmy. Let's go with a good. Great, great, good, good. Sir, that is a 9.5. a 13.5, 6.4, a 3.15, and a 0.65. Yeah, could be. Could be. Oh. We're looking at Oscar. 75! 75, Oscar. Oh, very dare. That is a good, great. Give me a 0.65, a 3.15, a 6.4, a 13.5, and a 9.5. Go on, Kimmy. Go on, Oscar. Do your thing, lads. No, I don't think this will be the final set changes. I think we might end up needing to do one more. Just have a feeling.
Everything okay?
Yeah. See?
All good.
Just felt it in my bones, chat. Felt it in my bones. And these old racing bones don't lie.
On tools and what we can look at.
Pretty good in general.
Yeah, copy.
The weather centre may be interested in your bones. Do they ache with the rain? My knee does these days. Definitely as I've got older. My old knee issues have come back in force. I'm happy Shakira decided to continue workshopping after coming up with these old racing bones don't lie. You should have some random lyric about something about mountains, which is quite hilarious.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
They call the time I'm over 40. I turned 44, like, 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks? I'm ancient now. It's outrageous. I will be writing to my MP3. MP3? To my MP about that setup. Let's sort you gents out. Oscar. Oscar, that's just bad, man. Bad. Great. Optimal. Bad. Let's try that again, shall we? That is an 8, 14.5, and 9.1, 295, and 0.25. On the plus side, this should be an optimal. Have 30 laps. We will change car parts. Driving options. What are you looking at? Kimmy, you are on a good, a great, a great, a bad, bad. Play with an 8.5, a 14.5, 9.1, 9.5, 0.3. Get your 30 in. There is method to my madness, by the way. If you drop the fuel usage and your pace mode, it reduces the engine wear. You're not at risk of overheating the engine in practice then. Actually, you can stay on that gearbox. You've got plenty of gearboxes. It's fine. "23 years of experience being 21. Yeah, maybe that's it. It is one of those things where, like, when people are like, oh, I'd love to be 21 again. I mean, not really. I wouldn't mind being in my early 20s, but only if I get to keep every single memory and experience I've had so far. Because I am a far better rounded and arguably, I would say, more interesting and frankly more tolerant person as a 44-year-old than I ever was in my early 20s. I do think there is a certain amount of truth to youth is wasted on the young, but I don't think it's wasted. I think it's just so much that you haven't built up the life experience yet that makes you an interesting and well-rounded person. You haven't built up the regrets and the mistakes to learn from. There's an optimal. Youth is used by the young to grow. Yeah, there you go.
We'll look over the car. Okay.
See, what you want to do is embroider that into one of those little doily things, and it can be propped up over your downstairs toilet. Yeah, so this is the other thing as well. But I find 30 laps generally, I mean, obviously some laps are shorter than others, but you always just want to look for this and go, where are they actually going to cap out? Because there's no point running them past that point really anyway. So generally I find 30 laps is always enough to do it in P2. Sometimes it's a lot more than enough and you can bring them in early. Wrong fabric for a toilet room. I mean, you're not flush, you're not wiping your ass on it. Fine. It's a decent wine. I'll get a refill in practice 3, as is traditional. One of my best friends seems determined to not learn certain lessons from either their experience or others. It's very frustrating. Yeah, I've got a mate at the moment, frankly, and I've kind of hit that age for it, where he's going through a divorce. He's 2 years younger than me, I think. And he's having that moment of what we used to call a midlife crisis, I think, where his divorce is kicking in, and now he's being very divorced dad. And it's very odd having someone go full divorced dad out of your friends group when all of you are like very aware he's going full divorced dad. Doesn't matter how much you tell him he's going full divorced dad, he is never going to believe you that he's going full divorced dad. But it's also an interesting one because he's now very much in the dating much younger women stage. And not in a... like, everyone is consenting and having fun, and it's not that in any way they are... the ones he's going out with are doing it because he's got money or anything like that. Because not. It's just... he is a 42-year-old man who has enough life experience to come across as very confident and is suddenly very free of all responsibility. But you note, it's very quick to note that he is getting through partners very quickly. Because I get the feeling that they find the divorced dad thing very annoying after a while. Or he suddenly just discovers he does not have the energy to keep up with, in all senses, with a much younger woman. Right, we will send these guys out for a single lap. That's actually what I would say the audience for when I was in Montreal for same time as the F1 felt very, very divorced dad.
Sessions should be starting now.
Get these guys in. What's the level of divorced dad that's acceptable? Hey, look, have a bit of fun, do your thing, look after your kid, share the responsibilities. That's fine. No, divorce happens. But he's going very divorced dad. Right, I am going to go get a wine refill. I'll be back in a second. Keep an eye on everyone on the grid, chat. Make sure everyone does alright in this practice session. I'll be back in a second. Well, chat, I can bring you an update on the current Torty situation. So while I was downstairs getting another glass of wine, I did have a bit of a look. See if I could see her. And she is in the garden. And she is happily frolicking in the fallen leaves of her bush nemesis. So I think from her perspective, she is currently dancing in the blood of her enemies. Which is very kitty. I remember an article, I think you might have linked to it on Blue Sky a while back, about how going to an F1 VIP area Great way to turn someone into a socialist. Absolutely. I've never done it, but I've been close enough to people who have. Know that for certain. Speaking of, by the way, one day we will maybe do a bit of a joint stream. He's popped into chat before. A friend of mine is the former head of marketing from Brawn Racing. So if we do a Brawn revival run, I'll see if he's up for coming on board for that. Some of the episodes of that to do as a co-stream, and he can talk through some of the actual history of what that season was like with Brawn. Because he's quite intrigued by F1 Manager in general. And he's still active in F1. I think he's the agent of a few of the drivers. Yeah, I figure if we do another Brawn run, might be quite fun to actually have someone who's involved in Brawn on it. That's some nice driver prep.
Hello and welcome to the
Now showing all the mistakes they did and how they should have run their all kit. They ran it perfectly, really, for what they had. I mean, ultimately they were running the team to sell it. It was all about, can we keep the team going long enough to actually sell this team? And they had a good car and a good design. But by the mid-season, they were out of money and really running on fumes and spare parts. You know, it's a genuine huge testament to Button that he managed to win that championship. So much of it was on early season performance. And just getting that car, even finishing at the end, was huge. One of the most fun Formula 1 seasons ever. 100%, without a doubt. Right, we are ready for qualifying. Car parts. Chat, you didn't remind me about car parts. Bunch of wasters, a lot of you. Yeah, go into that one. Gearbox is fine. That. Let's go Spain. Oh. Go. Should be good enough.
Keep your dash negative. Dash negative.
112 isn't amazing, but I think that's good enough.
Look after the fuel on the in-lap.
Copy.
That's a 112.1. Remember that time, chat. Definitely going to put us through Q1. But that gives us a nice benchmark for Q2. Right. I'll just give you fastest lap. Watch the final time on whoever gets through. It's pretty close. Leader. Okay, so Bottas is probably going to get through. We can basically put a second on that and probably still get through. Anything under 113 is probably going to get us through Q2. Note to self. So we probably want 112.8 as our target.
Okay, that's green light.
Okay, good passes on K-Mag. 112.3, that should be fast enough. The 112.5? Yeah, should be fast enough. We'll send them both out again, because there's no reason not to, but I think those are good times. I think those are times that gets to Q3.
Yeah.
So that's P2.
P3. Okay, let's say
Yeah, they should be fine. They're through.
and, normal fuel save on the in-lap.
Copy.
Race parts. We're on race parts. We're late on that one. We are on race parts. We're fine. Right, Q3. Go. Straight out. So we're looking for something around the 112 mark. That's a clean run. Those are good times. Those are good times. I think that's a 1-2. I think that is a 1-2. Go out again, because you might as well. Urgent call from the parents who had to cancel their 3-week intercontinental trip here to suppose. That's annoying. I assume if you're going on an intercontinental trip, you're really looking forward to it.
P2. That's a great lap, buddy.
Cat's having eye problems, serious treatment, including dry drops every 2 hours. Oh, that's a shame.
Copy.
I think this should be a P1, P2. I don't think Verstappen can break that up. Yeah, we're good. We're good. That's a 1-2 front row. That is a Lotus front row. Okay, race strat. That's tight. I'm not sure I like that. Tickets are supposedly refundable. I mean, that's good. If your tickets are refundable, that's good. I feel... I think that's the way to go. I think we go with a soft, hard, medium. Like, that's too tight. I mean, even that's tight for Kimi. I mean, what's the YOLO on a 3-stop? Piastri can kind of pull that off. Run light on the mediums. No. I mean, theoretically, we could YOLO a 3-stop. Should we YOLO a 3-stop? Fuck it, let's YOLO a 3-stop. We'll keep Antonelli on the 2. Let's YOLO the 3-stop. It's very rare we get to do a 3-stop. It's very rare we get to do a 3-stop when there's not rain involved, so we're far enough ahead in the championship. And ultimately, let's make that pit crew earn their money. We're not going under fuel. We are going to push. We will under fuel Antonelli and make it up. You're the pit crew looking at that. You're like, really? YOLO.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway.
Nobody is going to be expecting this.
Of the occasion, a crucial moment.
Can you imagine Karun in the commentary box
A second place start for
when he
them.
realizes we're doing a 3-stop?
For a podium, but could they even sneak the win?
And it'll be... This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Like, Karun is going to be like, you crazy motherfucker. What are you doing, Antonelli? Hey, fuck that. Science! Go Science. Right, who's on what? Okay, everyone's on softs. Lonzo's on hards. Wait, did I lower Antonelli's fuel and not Piastri's? I did, yeah, that's right. That's right. That was what I wanted to do, wasn't it? Okay, Piastri has dropped Verstappen. That is step 1 accomplished. Send a staffer to burst into the comms box and shout, "Nobody expects the Lotus 3-stop." I would honestly do that in this race. I wouldn't do that. I'd do what's the name of the guy who does all of the pit interviews? Like where he just roams the pit lane during the race. No, actually I wouldn't. So I what I love about the coverage is when they go to Io, the team principal for Haas, they clearly have a deal with him where they pay Haas a bit of money so they can chat to Io on the little monitor that pops up. And I would just casually drop into conversation. I would happily agree to do that. And I would absolutely just casually drop into the conversation during it that we're on a 3-stop. Let's get him down to temperature. Run him unbalanced.
Caution on the battery.
And I do it while holding a glass of rosé wine. Absolute maximum ship housing. I'd be like, we're on a 3-stop, maybe a 4. See how it goes. Right, 66. He's curving out. Antonelli will be fine. Temperature's down to spec again. When we hit the pit window, we're going to push. Verstappen's well back now. Good work, guys. Hulk! Hulk, baby! Oh, we miss you, Hulk. We miss you. Narrator, we don't miss you. Right, entering pit window, aggressive. Antonelli is fine. Neutral. Neutral. Verstappen's on bad soft. I suspect Verstappen's on the same strategy. Either that or he's had to go on to laying off the tyres because he's trying to go for a soft, medium, medium. Ain't no one expects the 3-stop though.
We are ready for you.
Copy.
Yeah, Antonelli's on curve, he's fine. Keep pushing, Piastri. Burn those tyres. Here comes stop number 1.
Box this lap.
Copy, box.
Out in 8th. Give me some DRS, boys. You can come in and you're going onto the hards. This entire strategy is essentially a gamble on either not having safety cars or getting them at exactly the right time we need them, by the way. Who stopped with that facial hair? No, no, no. Horner's all wrong. Yep. Antonelli's fine. Just do a bit of deploy. And deploy.
We are out of DRS.
Copy.
Fucking way. There goes Alonso into the pit. Antonelli's gaining. Verstappen isn't.
And there's been a slow pit stop.
Yeah.
Pit window entered. Everyone's going to be like, he can't be going that fast and not be doing another stop. We're losing time on Antonelli.
Yeah.
Pit now, we come out 5th. Give me another lap. Burn the tyres for 2 laps and then come in. Let's stretch. Give me 2 laps of burn. Now come in. Fresh mediums. Out in 3rd. Eat it. Eat it. Oh yeah, baby. We got this. We got this. The 3-stop's working. The 3-stop is working. Max is on old hards. Antonelli is on old hards. Our last pit stop is onto softs. Theirs should be onto mediums. Only just ahead of Alonso. Yeah, we'll burn away from him though. He's on 80% mediums. Worst case, he passes us once and we get DRS in return, which is fine. DRS me, Alonso. Tow me, baby. Tow me.
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
Keep towing me. There we go. That's Alonso dropped. Oh, he's back. Go, Alonso. Antonelli's in his pit window. So Verstappen's easily in his pit window. He's going on to hard. He's got to go on to mediums. He's got to finish. He's got to finish on mediums. There's no way he can stretch to softs. If we can get past him, we're golden. Push slightly.
Overtake is available. Overtake available.
Copy.
Okay. Bye-bye, Verstappen.
Let's have a look at that. Now here we are tackling turn 3. The opportunity.
Get your
there.
slow-ass car out of the way, Verstappen. Proper racers are racing.
And Oscar Piastri climbs higher.
That gives us some nice tyres. Go neutral. Neutral. Antonelli pits in 2 laps. Yeah, Verstappen can't make it. He's got to go mediums. He has to go mediums for last stint.
Gap 1.7. Yeah, don't worry, mate.
You are pitting now, and you're pitting to mediums.
We're boxed this lap.
He can't stretch to softs, surely. If he stretches to softs, he's going to have to run on The shittiest set
Yellows.
of low-level softs.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Now we're down at turn 9. Oh, and the car locks up. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyre.
He's got to be pitting this lap. Surely. Yeah, both in. Antonelli out in front of Verstappen. Verstappen actually loses a place. We're putting up the minute. I think we should have this. Coming up to our pit window. 25. Antonelli's gaining. Verstappen maybe is. So aggressive. And is going to have to run lean for a bit now. Floyd.
Copy.
Get him down to 0.3. I think he'll be fine. Piastri's on optimal. I'm going to run him one more. Right, now go. Right, I don't think we're going to come out in front of Verstappen. I think we should be in front of Alonso. You can now run fine. Oh! Game over, man. Pit crew pulled it out of the bag on that one. That puts us out on fresh softs with 15 laps to go. We are ahead of Verstappen. We are behind Antonelli. If anything, we want to fuck with Verstappen. Buy Antonelli some time. That's it, we dropped him. Hi Max, fancy meeting you here again. Indeed. Right, no rush on this. There we go. Past him. Alonso is flying. Oh, Alonso came out on the soft. That might cost Antonelli a place. I think Antonelli will see off Verstappen. I think Alonso might sneak second here. Trying to think of the most backhanded compliments you give Verstappen at this point in the game. You can definitely see the skill and reflexes earned in the championship X years ago. No, I'd mostly be commenting on how when he doesn't have a good car, he's not the man he was. Right, I think we have to accept that Alonso's probably got the second here, but Antonelli should be able to hold off Max. Might get it with a little push at the end. Still, Alonso has burned through those softs. Basically, if Antonelli stays in touch here, he does have a shot at this. Yeah, he should get this now, you know, because Alonso's really had to burn those tyres. He's got no tyres left. 3 laps. Might be able to drop him. Can't quite drop him. 42 plays 31. Right, that's Alonso's last pass, I reckon.
Safety car.
As long as it's not one of my drivers, we're good.
Delta positive.
Because that's a finish under safety.
Let's try and look after the tyre temperatures now.
And we got that pass in just in time. Skin of our teeth if we pulled that off. I think the PFI deal fell apart.
Key thing is to keep.
That is a retirement. Three stop with an 18-second gap.
Currently P1.
That is not designated parking area, no it isn't. They said it couldn't be done, chat. They called him crazy as a team principal. They said you can't possibly do a 3-stop in Spain. And he brought it home, baby. Bring it home, Oscar. Jesus, did we lap up to 10th? Because that's Hamilton, isn't it? Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, well, we were thinking of bringing him in just on that last, ahead of that last lap, just so we could put some fresh softs on for get the fastest lap, but obviously the safety car prevented that. So, ultimately I'm disappointed with that. We were going to push for the 4-stop, but we'll take the 3-stop. No one should be overtaking here. Thank you very much.
Lovely stuff.
Race for today. Nice shot.
Thank you.
Pick up what you can.
Lovely job.
Checkered flag. P2's mega, mate.
I need to improve a bit the driving to be...
Formula One's
Double
newest
digits, win 10 Grand Prix in one
all
career, achievement
expectations
unlocked.
Incredible.
That was
That
delightfully
a really
ridiculous. We've got a car to pull it off.
They got their race strategy absolutely spot on.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back.
We got fastest pit stop. Good question. Oscar streaming ahead. Kimi holding off Alonso. And you got to think that Constructors is a bit in the bag by now. That was a good pit stop. Look, Ant, you improved your gap to just 0.5 seconds at the finish line. What are you complaining about? Indeed. That sets us up with some parts to replace. New ATR. Do some front wing research. Save that. Right, what I will do as a bit of a bonus is I'm going to show you what we're up to in our other save. So we'll finish with a look at the other save. We'll finish with the Hungarian Grand Prix in our other save. We are apparently at practice 1. So, in this save, we are looking at Alonso and currently Pocher in car 2. I will show you championship positions and how we're doing after the race, but let's get our setups right. So we are in Hungary. This is 2025. This is season 2. And this is going to be our ongoing save once we finish our other one. We're looking at 9.5. Looking at 15, 2.8, 3.2, at 0.75. So what this save has actually turned into, as much as a long-term developing young female driver's save, is it has very much turned into the how old can we make Alonso when he still wins a world championship save. Because right now, Alonso is on course, well, he's leading the Drivers' Championship. 2.8, 3.2, 0.75. Car parts, we will go on to the practice parts, which is important on this because we have less of them. We're actually going to have even less of them next year. There was a regulation vote that came in which says that next year we're only going to have 3 engines, which is pretty brutal. Like, 3 engines is not going to be fun. Definitely means we can't afford to have an engine that doesn't have good engine deck. The alternative universe, why doesn't everyone have goatees? I don't think Pocher can grow a goatee. And this is, as I say, this is our female development driver run. So we are in practice 1. That means we currently have Abby. Abby is driving for another team at the moment, though. So actually, I'm kind of relying on that. We do have Antonelli on as an affiliate, but he's also driving in F2. Those two are driving in F2. So I'm giving race minutes at the moment to Abigail Nabels. And we're giving them to Bianca Bustamante. So they are who we are deving up. They are getting the practice 1s at the moment. So these are our BMWs. The white and blue livery, which, if you remember your old school BMW when they were in F1, was one of our liveries. You will notice from that Bianca does indeed have a voice, because she just called out her own name.
Yeah, loud and clear.
So that is indeed Bianca Bustamante's voice. Abby does not have a voice as far as I can tell.
Surface temps are low.
We do have Bonnie, which is good. Now, in terms of our car is competitive this season. This is 2025. It's not the best car on the grid, but it is reasonably competitive. Pocher hasn't been the best driver for us, but he's also not been the worst. Last season we had Liam Lawson in seat 2, and he cost me a lot in car parts.
And give us a balance check.
That is a
balance
bad. So in you come. Oh, has that reset the fucking stuff?
Okay, copy.
Has it done the bug thing? It did the bug thing, chat. It did the bug thing. That's annoying. There is a bug thing where sometimes when you swap driver, it resets settings. So it has defaulted all the settings back, so we're going to do that again. We live and we learn. Everything else should be fine. My own fault for trying to do the dramatic reveal. Normally I set the drivers first. But so a lot of this is really giving minutes to the young drivers, the young female drivers, because I really need to develop them as fast as we possibly can. No bells, no whistles. Well, yeah. So she is actually only 17. I think she's 18 now in this. She doesn't have a super license yet. So, kind of understandable why she wouldn't have a voice, but...
Front pressure's still coming up.
Just try to keep your tyre temp.
So as things stand, I think the likely plan, the drivers who will be good enough for us to pull in when we decide what we're doing and what team we're leading with this save, is it'll probably be Bustamante and Abby pulling. There will be our drivers who are not ready to take over when we take over this stave, but will be the ones who we'll be having our eye on.
If we can have a balance check.
That is a great. Come on in. In. Reconfigure. That's a 96. Perfect. Get out there and race. Go. 94. Perfect. That's fine.
Tyres are definitely very cold.
But yeah, that's our car design.
Your surface temps are very low.
There are some interesting driver developments that I'll run you through when we get to the season, because some serious shenanigans happened at the end of last season in driver terms. That'll become clearer in P2 when there aren't some practice drivers running. So what I want you to do, chats, when we get into P2, I want you to have a look at the drivers based on the teams they're driving for and tell me what you spot. Given that this is 2025, so this is in theory next year's season.
Surface temps still cool all round.
Shenanigans in F1, Pashar, indeed. Race parts. Yeah, we will need the race parts reminder. I am broke in this game as well because I put so much into improving facilities. So I am actually not running a lot of people in P2 because it's just to preserve the parts as much as anything else.
Go to cool and keep tyre temp.
Surface temps are low all round.
Minor underfloor damage, so we want to change the underfloor out.
We're looking into it.
Let's check a flag, check a flag.
Right, ladies, got through the practice. You need a new underfloor. You can go onto the new brand spanking new underfloor. Nice. So Pocher will get 25 laps. Alonso will get 25 laps. On the mediums, that's fine. Go.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, chat, you are looking here, if I do this, at the current driver lineup in the 2025 season in this save. Tell me what you see that is interesting. Because shenanigans definitely happened at the end of season contracts. Yeah. Tell me who the two McLaren drivers are. Mr. Corners, thank you very much for the follow. Piastri and Sainz. Exactly. Which means that you are looking at Norris and Perez at Red Bull, because a certain Mr. Hamilton ended up not going to Ferrari. Mercedes ended up getting him to stay, paying a lot of money to get him to stay, and the other driver they brought in is Verstappen. So in 2025, in this save, you have a Verstappen-Hamilton lineup for Mercedes. And Stroll is gone, yeah. Russell and Gasly are at Alpine. And you've got Bottas and Zhou at Aston Martin. Which means it's Hauger and Leclerc at Ferrari. Hauger got promoted into the seat after Mercedes essentially sniped Hamilton back. And yeah, Ricciardo and Vasseur at Kick. With K-Mag and Albon at Haas. So yeah, really interesting lineups. But honestly, can you imagine Verstappen and Hamilton racing in the same team? Like, for a start, I don't even want to think about how much the contract earns. that's costing Mercedes. Hamilton and Verstappen arguing over who's number one. Beyond arguing. So the actual thing is, so Verstappen's only on a year-long contract, and he's not happy because he is technically car 2. So I did actually have a look in this save before this, well, earlier in this month, as to whether I should replace Alonso with Verstappen at the end of this season, because he would have come. He wanted about 30 million. So what I ended up doing was I kind of had a bit of a think about like whether that was worthwhile or not. I could have got Verstappen. We should have a good car in 2026. And I was like, ooh, I could put Verstappen into at least a top 3 car. Would pretty much guarantee us the... Right, I'm actually just gonna... We're only pinging him out for 1 lap, so let's make sure we lose the softs. I mean, it would be. But it would also mean that I'd have to deal with Verstappen. So what I ended up deciding was... So Alonso is still a level 89 in this. Like, it seems like the work I put into the driver's center has essentially delayed his fall. So I was kind of torn. So I was like, do we sign Verstappen for 30 million a year? We're currently paying Alonso 25 million a year. So what I kind of went with was, I'm going to offer Alonso a new 1-year extension on his contract, because we do have Antonelli as an affiliate driver. Antonelli, with our boost on driver development, in a year's time, should be a seat 1 driver. Easily a seat 1 driver in 2027. So my thinking was, see if Alonso would take a slightly lower paid contract for 1 more year in a R1 seat, 2026, which, if we've got a good car and he's still holding his skills, could potentially mean that we get Alonso to win, or at least compete for a championship, when he's like 47 years old or something, which is just hardcore. And then we swap him for Antonelli in 2027, who should be way cheaper, and also at least an 83 or 84 by then. So this save has kind of accidentally turned into a how old can I make Alonso and still get him to win a World Drivers' Championship run. He's got a reasonable shot this year. Not guaranteed by any stretch, but a reasonable shot. How's the investment in driver training and point boosting facilities? So I've kind of mostly bankrupted the team, well, not bankrupted it, but really emphasized that as much as I can. And we're up to level 4 on training facilities for drivers. So not quite the top level. I'll get that. Ideally, if we manage to break even at the end of the year, I'll buy that straight away at the beginning of next season. And what I might do in 2026 is look at maybe bringing in at least one female staff member with the staff training facilities boosted up, if we get as good a car as I think we will have. Then I can kind of afford that it's going to cost me research points or stuff like that, because we'll have a good enough car to compensate for it. When we officially take over this save, though, the decision that you will have to make as chat is which team we're doing it with. So I'll have enough team principal points to run any team on the grid. So we'll want to decide which team we want to make our full female team. Good evening, Kingsrope. You joined us just in time for our bonus race, which is on the BMW save. Yeah, everyone's staying in. Yeah, decent setups, that's fine. Cool, that's in the ranges I'd expect them to be.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the driver.
Okay, we're on soft, which probably means we need to just get out straight away. Car parts. Be onto a better engine. Get onto a better gearbox. Engine. Gearbox. Save. Go. Go.
Okay, that should be green.
Go. Did we get first two cars out? I'm hoping we did. We did! Oh no, Ocon got out in front of us. Fuck you, Ocon. Should be alright, I think.
You are P1 at the moment.
So 113.
Nice and slow on the way in.
Be good enough.
Copy.
Especially if the rain starts falling.
Currently P2. That's a pretty decent.
There we go. There's the rain. Yeah, we're good.
Box, box. Pull the car.
Nobody's going faster than that. That's through. He's out there, Sergeant, trying to get a lap in. Oh, he might creep that. He might creep that. Respect if he creeps that.
Yellow flag.
Albern, what are you doing, man? Yeah, it's too wet to be doing that shit, man. See Dan, how you doing, man? Hope the quest for a new car is going well. Over the moon, got a car. Oh, congrats! What did you get? What did you get? The whole of chat wants to know. Right, we are on Inters. Let's see how this goes. Is it an F1 car? I hope it's an F1 car. I hope it's at least an Indy track car. Right, we're at 2, rain, track details. It's going to be consistent. Let's just go.
4, 3, 2, 1. It should be green.
Outlet pace is good.
Copy.
Very nice. Is that a Kia? Is that a Toyota? Kia, isn't it, based on the badge? Toyota? Both fantastic makes. That'll do you nicely. Very nice. Congrats, man. I'm really pleased for you. That's a shitty time.
We'll just charge on the way in.
Fucking qualifying in the rain, man. Always a pain in the ass. Go to Auris. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. Right, Pouchet should get a better run this time.
You're currently P1.
That should get him through.
Currently P5. So call the car and we'll box.
Copy that.
I'm gonna be so confused editing it. You'll be fine. This is the bonus bit on the end. It can all be edited together in one go. All of these tyres will be gone like quals in the rain. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get a dry qualifying for the last one. We're starting on inters. Yeah, we do.
It's greening.
Kind of gambling that to send straight out. Yeah. Get a lap in, then do another one. You're right. We got gap.
P1 for now.
20.4 is okay.
So currently P2. So we're happy with that lap.
Reconfigure. Might be a bit early. It's clean. Those shares not going to get clean, but Alonso is.
Currently P1.
That's a 119. That's good.
Charge you back on the way in. Okay.
It's not great for post share. That's maybe 6
So currently P4. That's a good lap.
at best.
So just confirming boxing.
Yeah, he's unlucky there.
Copy.
It's fine.
Copy.
Happens. Right, we have a dry race. That is a shitty strategy. That is a slightly less shitty strategy. I feel like we want to start on the hards. And then go mediums and finish on the softs. Not a lot of great options. Like, I'm guessing we can't stretch that to medium, soft. Maybe? Definitely do medium, hard, soft. Try that. Push a bit at the start. I think post share we don't push, we just let him race.
Welcome back, everyone. And here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
A strong start by Leclerc. What's he on? Right, Leclerc's starting on the soft. So kind of the longer we hold him up, the better. Got to assume he's going to breeze past us at some point. Norris is going to cause problems for everyone behind him, which is good for us.
Press overtake.
Copy that.
So yeah, Pocho's doing okay. What I was kind of hoping is DRS is going to carry him a bit.
We have low batteries.
Copy.
Norris is going to take us, that's fine. Let's drop to balance now. And go to standard. Right, post-share, we just want to race a sensible race at this point. Player's really struggling on those softs. Burned through them, that's not helped him. Like Pochair's hanging in there and he's on his hards, so if he can hang around on his hard tyres in this run, that's in this stretch, that's really, really good for him. Similarly in a way, as long as Alonso is up there, that's good. Albon's having issues. That signs his pit.
We are ready.
Alonso's entering his pit window. Norris is ahead on the hards, but I'd kind of expect that. We can stretch Alonso by a lap, we will. I think. See how he goes. Claire's in. Essentially, as long as we're benefiting off this DRS train with Norris. 43.
Copy.
Oh no, I've lost the interface. It's the interface bug. No! That's annoying.
And your driving at the moment is all good. We're happy with that.
Can we get it back? No. Boo. Annoying. It was going well. One task on that. Been better at not having that bug lately.